Hi guys, and welcome to what is going to be my second attempt at doing a flip cup dirty pour. I've just got all my primary elements out because I'm going to be making my own paint from primary elements, and I am just currently deciding what colours to use because they're just so gorgeous. I'm trying to narrow it down, but it's so hard. Like, I just really adore some of these colours. They're absolutely amazing. So yeah, I'm gonna narrow my colour choices down and then get mixing and creating. Okay, so these are the colours of my that speak to my soul. I've got the Plumeria, the Snapdragon, gorgeous purple colour, Blue Bayou, this one is the African Jade, and also the Cool Water. Those are all the Colour Art primary element pigments. I'm also going to be using the Vivid Ultra Metallics Multi-Surface Acrylic Medium. I'll be using a little bit of the Liquitex Pouring Medium. I'm going to be using some white acrylic paint and some silicone and a bit of water. And I'm going to get going now and mix up all my colours. I may use a bit of black, I'm still undecided on that. Okay, so the first thing I do is I just lay out a few plastic cups. This is so that I can mix the primary elements in with the mediums. So what I do first is I pour a load of the medium into the pots, and I just I'm like batch doing it, so I do it all in one go. And then once I've got enough that I feel in there, I just tip some of the primary elements powder into the medium and give it a nice good stir to make sure that everything is nicely all mixed together and a nice blended beautiful colour. And they're such really strong pigments, so you don't need a lot. They're absolutely beautiful, and they're just absolutely gorgeous once they're all mixed. So yeah, that's what I do. I go ahead and I do that. Then I mix in a little bit of the Liquitex Pouring Medium just to kind of loosen it up a bit, make it a little bit more fluid. Then I add a little bit of water. Now, there isn't any kind of set recipe I use. I just kind of play it by ear. Some of them I did make just a little bit too fluid, if I'm honest with you. And it did kind of like make a complete mess of my desk, and it just poured everywhere. And I didn't clean it up at the time, and so I'm paying for that now, it has to be said. Never mind. So yeah, so this process I do find very enjoyable and very therapeutic, just mixing your paint and seeing it come to life before your eyes. Now, I've been doing a lot of research. I've watched no end of fluid acrylic pours, dirty pours, flip cup pours, you name it. I've been watching loads of them, and they all recommend that you use silicone for adding to your paint mix to produce what's known as like the beautiful, like the cells, which is kind of like just how another beautiful way of looking at the painting. So I did buy some silicone, some spray silicone, which quite a lot of people recommended to me. I bought that from B&Q, it's a DIY place. I added, in some of them I added quite a generous amounts and of the paint, and in others I only did like a little squirt. I gave it a gentle stir, but yeah, I still didn't get my cells in the final piece. But you know, I thought I would still share with you my process and my experience and everything, because if you're new to this like I am, you may be wondering what you're doing wrong, and I just want to assure you, God, I can't even say that, assure you that yeah, it's not you. I too have been having those same problems, but I'm not going to let it beat me. It's a technique that I really want to master because I absolutely love looking at all of the creations that people make on YouTube, etc. So I'm not going to let it beat me. What I think I'm going to do for now, though, is I think I might just park this technique for a little while. So this will be like the last one that you see for a little while from me, because I want to just kind of like, you know, practice. That, and I'm completely out now of my medium, the glaze enamel medium. I'm totally out of that now. I did use it on some quite big canvases, but never mind. Yeah, so I'm going to park that for a little while. I also think, like, I only have a really small space on my desk for doing these things, and I think I probably need a bit more space, and I think I might try it again. I know that's a lot of things, but I think I might try it again in the summer when I can go outside and put like a tarpaulin down on the grass or something, and just, you know, go to town outside. I think I might do that. So yeah, you might still see some more from me later on in the year, but as far as like my colour art design team stuff goes, I think I'll move on to using some of the other products and see how it goes, mainly because I'm quite frustrated in myself because I'm not getting the same results as other people have been getting. I did ask in like forums and things like for advice. I don't have a torch, but I have a heat gun, and people said, yeah, a heat gun's just as good as a torch. So I did try that, but no, didn't really get the sales. That being said, I still enjoy the pieces, not massively so, but what I do with a lot of my artwork is I like photograph the complete piece, and then I chop it down. Like, there's always, even if you don't like the complete piece, there's always elements of it that you do like. So I often like photograph it and then crop it down and just take the bits out that I like. And I then use these, like I made them from these pieces. I actually made them available to some of my Patreons this month. So they're really good to, like, you know, photograph, crop down, take the elements that you do like, and then print them and use them in your journals as like backgrounds. Or I made like journal cards from them. So yeah, not all is, although I don't like the finished piece and I wouldn't hang the finished canvas on my wall, I do like elements of it, and so you know, quite happy to use those in future projects. So yeah, even if you don't like a complete piece, all is not lost, you know. And the canvases that I did this technique on this time, I actually had already had yet another go at doing this technique. So this is actually my third attempt, guys. I filmed the first one, I did film the second one, wasn't really happy with the results, but then I thought I'll go ahead and I will film the third attempt. And so the second attempt I really didn't like. It was absolutely awful. So I just gessoed over my canvases, and the canvases that you see me do this pour on are the ones from my second attempt, but I photographed them before I gessoed over them, so I've still got that artwork to use, which is a good thing. So what you saw me do was, firstly, I covered the canvas in some white acrylic paint, covered that down nicely, and then I started to pour my fluid acrylic colours into the cup. And when they were going into the cup, I did notice that I was starting to get some cells going on in the cup. So I was really excited, had high hopes. So then, as you saw, I flipped my cup, and I really actually wish that I hadn't tipped my canvas, because I thought it looked a lot nicer before I flipped and turned the canvas, moved the canvas around to let the fluid acrylic paint flow around. I actually thought the piece looked a lot nicer before I did that. So I'm actually a little bit gutted that I didn't do that, but hey ho. So then when I did start to tip the canvas, obviously, as someone had previously warned me, the black and the white, which obviously I know because I've been an artist for a long time, turns to grey, does turn to grey. But you see, I was hoping, because I had silicone in the black, I was hoping that I'd get the black splitting into some beautiful cells, and so it wouldn't go like a grey colour. But alas, no, it wasn't to be. Never mind. So I didn't much like how it turned out once I'd moved the canvas around. I didn't like that very much. And because I'd got lots of paint left in my cups, I, excuse me, I decided to just pour some onto the canvas and let it do its own thing, and then move the canvas around. What a mistake to make her. Like, it just wasn't happening. It just wasn't happening. And then I don't know what I was thinking. I did decide to like just spray silicone onto it and try and in the hopes that, you know, the silicone might do something funky. But yeah, I think the biggest mistake for me was, like, as you can see, like on the screen right now, some of that pink was starting to create some cells. But then I lifted the canvas, I moved the canvas, and it just all went, ugh, it just went grey, and I so shouldn't have done that. Oh, well, you kind of, you know, live and learn, don't you? You live and learn. Don't get me wrong, there are aspects of this piece, like, that I do really like. And as I said before, photograph them and use them for collage and stuff. But yeah, but on the whole, I'm like, nah, it's all a bit grey and a bit ugh, and it's not really appealing to me. But, you know, it's an experimentation in this process. It's all a big experimentation and a learning curve. But for me, for the future, I think I will just like not tilt the canvas, just leave it and let it do its own thing and see what happens, because that was a much nicer effect. Quite a bit of paint left over, so I thought I would go again on another canvas. And yeah, you can see I do exactly the same thing. And I didn't use any black in this one, but I'm still not like excited by the process. I added a lot more silicone into the paint that I'd got left over, and just gave it just like a little stir, not a lot of stirring, just a little stir. And yeah, you can see the process again. It was kind of like a mediocre kind of piece, nothing that I was like terribly excited about as a standalone piece. But, you know, there were elements in the piece that I did like, so, you know, not all was lost. But it's a process that is kind of been interesting and experimenting with. This one, my white was a little bit on the thick and lumpy side, and I didn't like how it turned out, so I like scraped it all off. And I really liked the effect that you've got, that you can see on the screen now, and I should have just left it at that. I should learn these things. I should have left it at that, but no, I decided to just like carry on pouring and carry on moving the canvas around, getting myself into a right old pickle and a right old mess. But I need to learn to just leave things alone. Leave it alone, Anna, leave it alone. So that would be another tip from me, guys, is just to, yeah, leave it alone. I don't know what I'm doing. Like, I use my fingers to kind of like get around the edges, because I'm one of these people that's a little bit OCD with the edges of my canvas, and I like the edges to be covered. Oh my god, guys, such a mess. My fingers are a mess. I ended up spilling a load of the paint on my desk, and I kind of had to like stop. I washed my hands, and I had to go and do the school run to pick up the tiddler, and I didn't wash my desk, and then it dried, and now my desk is a complete mess. Like, it was enamel, and the box that I was using underneath to protect my desk got all wet, and now that's all stuck to my desk. So yeah, a complete and utter disaster zone. But it was really fun, and I kind of want to bring home that kind of element to you. I don't know what I was doing there, like a random, let's just swirl it around. Yeah, look at me spraying silicone straight onto the canvas. What was I thinking? Experimenting and having fun and enjoying the process and being in the moment. That is what this kind of process is all about for me. So yeah. Very interesting results. But yeah, I wish I'd left it like right now, as you see it right now. Again, I wish I'd left it like that, because I do kind of like that. But yeah, so that's just my experimentations into acrylic pours, and who knows, maybe I'll be back again soon with some more. Thanks for watching, guys, and I hope you enjoyed it. And if you've done this technique and you have any techniques that you really think I need to know, then please let me know. I'm in a couple of this. I'm in a UK acrylic pouring group, and I'm also in the colour art one. So, you know, if you want to join those, go ahead and join those. That'd be cool. But yeah, if you want to give me any advice, I'm really, really open to advice. So thanks for watching, guys. Bye.